Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for December 20th, 2017. For your Wednesday, going to be a little bit cooler today behind the cold front that came through last night and early this morning. So temperatures will get back to near average for this time of year. It won't be too terribly cold in terms of below average temperatures. We're expecting near average temperatures today, but near average is generally around somewhere hovering around the 40-degree mark, give or take a few degrees. So with that being said, today's highs will be right around there. And with this system here down to our south will remain that way. It's going to head due east and offshore harmlessly. So we're left with partly cloudy skies today, and then becoming mostly clear overnight and cold. And then Thursday is going to be a mostly sunny day, it looks like. Here's a look at Thursday. High pressure is off to our north, so it's going to give us mostly sunny skies. Probably a couple degrees colder on Thursday compared to Wednesday. So if your high was 42, it's not going to be a big difference. So if your high was 42 on Wednesday, you can probably expect about 40 on Thursday. So that's going to be about 2 or 3 degree difference between the 2 days. But this is our transient cool shot. Before the next front starts moving toward our area, we're going to have a warm front move through the area on Friday, and that's going to give warmer temperatures here later Friday. And then Saturday, ahead of the cold front, is going to be really mild, probably the most mild we've seen in a long time. Even though we got it pretty warm yesterday, I think we're going to beat that on Friday. Friday looks like the warmest, or excuse me, Saturday. Saturday looks like the warmest day of this week. So let's move ahead to this to Friday here. Warm front is going to move through our region, but I do think it's not bearing any precipitation. Wouldn't be surprised if you see a stray shower across the far northern areas. But the area low pressure is way out to our west, but the warm front's up here like this. So it's already north of our area here by Friday morning, so we're going to have temperatures increasing, but we will have mostly cloudy to overcast skies here on Friday. And then this is all ahead of the next cold front, which is going to come through on Saturday. And Saturday here, you can see the showers in the morning. And here's mid-afternoon. The cold front at this point is situated back here like this and tied to this area of low pressure that's cutting up through northern New York State. But out ahead of this, you have some very warm air. And I do think you're going to hit 60 degrees down here in Philadelphia, maybe lower 60s south and east of Philadelphia. Would not be surprising to me at all. That is ahead of this cold front, just synoptically driven warmth, and that's it. But this is also transient. So we have this transient shot the next couple days, Wednesday, Thursday. Same thing Friday and Saturday, and then that disappears too. Now, all week we were talking about this cold front and how quickly the cold air would come in behind this front. And that was a big deal with the Christmas Day forecast, whether we see temperatures that are in the 30s or lower 30s, as a matter of fact, or you're going to see temperatures in the 50s and 60s, which both options were on the table up until yesterday. I think today we're starting to finally trend in the direction of colder. Okay, so we are going to at least have cold air in place, we think. I think every piece of model guidance has, and the ensembles have now trended in that direction. So there's nothing really showing this southeast ridge influence that's getting these temperatures pumped up in here for Christmas Day. So I don't think this is not going to be another year like last year or the year before where you're wearing shorts on Christmas. I don't think that's the well, you could, but I mean, you'd probably be pretty cold. Okay, so this is a look at what are we looking at here? This is Saturday night. This is the cold front moving off the coast. So I do think you're going to have periods of showers here during the day here on Saturday. Then the cold front moves off to the east. Now this is using the latest GFS. Okay, this is Sunday morning. There's going to be a lot of different solutions with this, but the whole idea, I just wanted to only use this for the purposes of the fact that the gradient is set up right here. Here's your 32-degree line. I know the front's down here, but that's the gradient. So you have warm air on this side, cold air on this side of the gradient. Okay. Now the question is, do we get a storm, a little wave of low pressure that forms along the tail end of this boundary and moves along it to the northeast? Now it doesn't have to be strong necessarily, but is there a wave that moves along the boundary and brings accumulating snow in this cold air back here? And that is possible. And this would be, of course, Christmas night into Christmas Day. So we could have a little white Christmas by definition. All you need is an inch of snow, and that's it. And the models aren't really showing too much. The ones that we're showing snow, we're not showing much. Okay, but they are on this idea of colder winning out versus warm. So that's the first step. That's what we figured out so far. I think we're definitely leaning in that direction now as forecasters. We're looking at this and saying, Well, we have the cold air in place. That was key number 1. Key number 2, do we have an area of low pressure that's going to form along this boundary? Well, a lot of these models are saying yes. Okay, so then question number 3 is, where does it track? Question number 4 is how strong it is when it comes up in this area, and that will determine who gets snow and how much. Okay, could we get a swath of snow in here that's 1 to 3 inches, 2 to 4 inches? Sure, absolutely. But I do think this is going to be limited in terms of upside potential, because you have no block up here in Greenland, so there's no Greenland block at all. So this should be pretty fast and progressive and moving quickly in and out. Now, the latest GFS shows absolutely nothing. So do the 18Z GFS. This is the one I'm using for the video. This is the 0Z GFS. This means that it ran the overnight run of the GFS. And you can see very little, and maybe a few snow showers. That's it. It doesn't have anything. This low is way offshore, and everything is very progressive. Now, I will say the GFS has a progressive bias, so this could be just a bias at play here. But some other models were indicating, at least, and the GFS earlier today were indicating some snow, even if light, but still some snow nonetheless here in the interior. So we're going to continue to monitor this. The first part, again, was the cold, getting the cold in here. I do think the cold is going to win out, and we're not talking about 50s and 60s on Christmas Day. So we'll kind of almost eliminate that. There's still an outside chance for that, but we're just about ready to eliminate that. The second thing is, can we get this wave of form along the boundary? We're probably split 50-50 on the model, saying yes and versus no. And if that does form, how close it gets, how strong it gets, determines how much snow we get and when. So we have a lot of things to figure out in the next couple of days. All right, so don't jump in any conclusions. Remember, if you're looking at our long range for the last couple of weeks, we talked about 23rd being the cutoff for the warmth, and then we start getting colder. So that's EPAWA win number 1. Okay, we got that in our corner. We have the win for the cold part of it. Now let's see if we get some storms in here, and the first opportunity for that will be Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. We'll monitor it this week for the next couple of days, and hopefully provide you a better forecast in the coming days. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for December 20th, 2017. Have a great Wednesday.